Larry's going to come back in just a minute to give us his final comments on what he saw here. And he's going to Ruiz's locker room right now to seek an interview with the fallen former title holder. But in the meantime, we're going to look ahead to a huge HBO pay-per-view event in Roy's former division, the 160-pound weight class, newly re-glamorized in the last couple of years. 154-pound world champion Winky Wright moves up on May 14 to fight Felix Trinidad. Let's take a look.
2 weeks from tonight, an ultimate clash of styles. It's southpaw versus conventional. It's boxer versus puncher. Felix Trinidad's return to boxing last October reinforced his incomparable legacy.
The accuracy with power punches is something amazing to behold. He's ripping Mayorga.
His stunning power punching exhibition answered any questions about the effects of 2.5 years away from the ring.
It's a 2-word headline, everybody. Tito's back.
In pursuit of his own legacy, Winky Wright toiled in obscurity for years, while many bigger names avoided his slick southpaw skills.
Winky Wright, lost in the crowd, can't get the big fights that he wants. Is he too good for his own good?
When he finally got his most recent chance, he took full advantage.
Mosley searching for answers to mount an offense as Wright just picks his shots.
2 wins over Shane Mosley and a move up in weight give Wright his greatest opportunity. A mega fight against one of the most accomplished fighters of his generation.
Sensational performance by the greatest finisher in the sport.
The next step in Trinidad's return to glory is a ring-savvy opponent who hasn't lost in 5 years.
Another victory for Winky, and still waiting for the fights that he thinks could define his career.
So which fighter will enhance his legacy? Felix Trinidad, the puncher, or Winky Wright, the boxer? If styles make fights, May 14 promises to be a classic.
All right, welcome back once again. That's May 14, Winky Wright against Felix Trinidad. Roy, punching power can be a magical thing when you know how to use it. Felix Trinidad has it in abundance. Will it be the difference in that fight?
I think it will be the difference. However, you got to remember, Winky hasn't lost in 5 years. Winky is a hungry fighter. Winky is looking for the opportunity to continuously shock the world. So he's going to be on a confident high, and it's going to be very difficult for Tito to just walk in and walk over him.
Winky's very hard to attack straight on because of the way he holds his guard up in front of him. Will Tito have to show that footwork that he showed in the Mayorga fight to create the right angles?
That's the only fight that he has a chance to win. If he shows the angles he did against Mayorga, he can definitely win the fight, but that's what he'll have to do, because if he stays right in front of Winky, he won't win the fight.
I totally agree. You cannot beat Winky Wright standing in front of him. Well, we're waiting to hear if Larry Merchant can get an interview with John Ruiz, who was the heavyweight titleist when he came into the ring here tonight and has now ceded that heavyweight title to James Toney. James Toney with a thoroughgoing performance of excellent skill. And there's a look at James now wearing the WBA Heavyweight Championship belt. Will he take conditioning more seriously now as a title holder in this division?
Who, James Toney?
Yep.
He took conditioning serious this time, Jim. That's just the way he is. That's James Toney. He's built that way. He's always been built that way. I mean, James went up to, I think, 260 pounds when he laid off. So that's not bad conditioning for him. People have to realize everybody isn't made with a chisel stone body like a Roy Jones or Oscar De La Hoya or Tito Trinidad or Bernard Hopkins even. Some people are built different. That don't mean that you can't win the races because you're not in a Porsche.
Once the most beautiful body in the sport, he tells you those Mack trucks are okay. All right. Well, Larry will be back in a minute. We're going to have a final word on what happened in the ring when he comes back. Right now, let's look ahead to some upcoming television programs right here on HBO.
Smart.
We have breakup sex.
Breakup sex? Never heard of it.
Sexy.
You have sex and then you say goodbye.
And wickedly funny.
It's the only kind of sex I have.
Everyone's gonna want to roll with Entourage, so come along for the ride.
They just offered me $4 million.
Yes!
Sunday night at 10, relive the good life with back-to-back episodes of the entire first season.
I don't know about the afterlife, but this life is sweet.
Nothing on network television is as smart, original, and amusing as Entourage.
We're making a movie. Cheers, baby.
Catch back-to-back episodes, Sunday night at 10.
Are we in it together? Yeah. Ah!
It's all leading up to the Season 2 premiere on Sunday, June 5th.
Hug it out?
No, not really.
Let's hug it out, bitch.
Life is a contact sport. Bruised by controversy, healed by passion. Sports reflect society, the big issues and the ones hidden below the surface, until someone brings them to light.
There's no ban on substance here.
One of the biggest names in sports returns. Costas Now. Premieres Friday, May 13th.
The news in sports is out there.
May 14, HBO pay-per-view, comebacking Felix Trinidad against Winky Wright after his destruction of Ricardo Mayorga. Most say Tito's back, but that return won't be entirely complete without a defeat of Wright, former undisputed 154-pound champ. It's a great matchup, May 14. 1 week later, live on HBO. It is hoped that this fight will be clearing up part of the heavyweight picture as Layman Brewster against Andra Galata, another step toward a possible clearing of the heavyweight landscape. And it's May 21 at 9:45 Eastern. Earlier this evening here in Madison Square Garden, you saw James Toney make good on his promise to outbox John Ruiz, basically to dominate him with hand speed throughout much of the fight. He landed twice as many power punches. He scored one knockdown of Ruiz, and he earned a relatively easy unanimous decision by stepping up his pace down the stretch and controlling the last 3 rounds. James Toney is a heavyweight champ. You'll hear more from Larry on that in our next show. Next on HBO, stay tuned for Lethal Weapon 2 on the East Coast and the premiere of Warm Springs on the West Coast. And now for our entire HBO crew, I'm Jim Lampley saying so long from New York City.
This has been a presentation of HBO Sports.
The time has come for 2 heavyweight powers to clash head-on.
We know Galata has power. Brewster comes out firing.
Seasoned veteran Andrew Galata has held his own against boxing's preeminent heavyweights. But now he faces a formidable foe. Layman Brewster, a relentless knockout artist, seeks a shot at supremacy after making Vladimir Klitschko his 27th KO. Both men have everything to gain, and only one will persevere to pursue the heavyweight crown. It happens live, Saturday, May 21st. Building legends, 1 round at a time.